Ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, love Mario on your TL, and I'm going to tell you now. This is the 2023 NBA Epitome Game Series, where I pick out one game from each team from the last regular season. I'm putting the spotlight on the biggest weakness of the 14 teams that missed the playoffs, and the biggest strength of the 16 playoff teams from the regular season. This installment features the Memphis Grizzlies. The Grizzlies were once again one of the strongest teams in the NBA during the regular season, and they really took off once Jaren Jackson Jr. debuted from injury to help lead the best defense in the Western Conference. The epitome game for the Grizzlies came at home against the Pelicans on New Year's Eve in a matchup of two paint-dominant offenses and one marred by clock delays on the last day of 2022. There was only one dominant defense. Zion Williamson played in this game, and the Grizzlies had several bodies to throw at him. This is actually not their ideal matchup. Coming off of a Grizzlies miss, Steven Adams meets Zion Williamson at the three-point line. Zion gets middle, gets to the paint. Damn near every Grizzly is there to meet him, and Adams gets the block. The Pelicans missed 9 of 13 shots in the first quarter in the paint. This is the matchup that the Grizzlies preferred to begin the game. Dillon Brooks on Zion Williamson, and Zion spins, meets Adams, but then also meets Jaren Jackson Jr. That was one of Jackson Jr.'s 4 blocks in the second quarter and 6 blocks in this game alone. Third quarter, once again, Dillon Brooks on Zion Williamson, this time meeting him at the top of the key. Zion Williamson goes away from the Jonas Valanciunas screen and gets to the rim except for Jaren Jackson Jr. Doesn't get the block this time, but the rim protection is phenomenal. Allows Steven Adams to get this rebound. By the end of the third quarter, the Pelicans had only made 14 out of 42 shots in the paint. In the fourth quarter, the Grizzlies started to separate from the Pelicans. Zion Williamson trying to set up this inverted pick and roll with CJ McCollum. Brandon Clark's able to stay home on Zion, take the contact. Jackson comes over with another contest, and Zion Williamson's shot misses everything. It was games like this that helped make the case for Jaren Jackson Jr. to be named the Defensive Player of the Year, as the Pelicans were outscored 74-44 in the paint, despite taking the same number of shots in that area as Memphis did. The Grizzlies had the best rim protection in the NBA, and no team allowed a lower field goal percentage overall. With that said, the Grizzlies were beaten by a lower seed for the second postseason in a row, getting humiliated by the 7-seed Los Angeles Lakers. And there are more challenges ahead. Ja Morant is suspended for the first 25 games. All defensive team selection Dillon Brooks left in free agency. Steven Adams missed the second half of last season with a knee injury, while backup center Brandon Clark tore his Achilles. Backup point guard Tyus Jones was traded, so the new point guards to start the season will be Marcus Smart and Derrick Rose. Memphis will need Jackson to be even better on both ends of the floor with all of the changes around the Grizzlies. Stay tuned for the next installment of the 2023 NBA Epitome Game Series featuring the Sacramento Kings.